Hi, welcome. This is Joe Dutkiewicz. Wow, almost didn't get this started. Trying a different type of software to broadcast this, and it almost lost all my notes. Welcome. My name is Joe Dutkiewicz. I'm the leadership thought partner for Crayon Leadership. Well, last week we were talking about these additional steps that we can take, and we ended up last week with broken crayons. And what we're talking about there is, given the box of crayons, we pulled these out last week, and, they were having, if you can see them, some points that were missing. So these over here don't have any points, these have points. But it's like what we come into work with or the people that we encounter in our teams. We have the ability to either recognize each one of those crayons as being unique, each one of our people as being unique, because it's a 400 trillion to 1 probability of you being who you are. You're being born. You're being born at that particular moment to those particular parents with that DNA structure. And that is a huge uniqueness. Not to mention all the things because of that alignment of that point in time of all the life experiences that you have going on through time. What happens? Some days we come into work, we're feeling a little bit less. Like today, I'll be kind of a little upset. I don't know if you can see this, but right there, my phone decided that it no longer wanted to be in my hand, hit the concrete. Now, it already had a hairline crack from an earlier drop, and thankfully I put a protector on it so it didn't shatter all the glass. But, these things are not cheap. And now I've got to deal with this, and not only that, but a little line going across the bottom here that appears on the display. And it's right where I have to hit the enter on the text function or on the keyboard. So if I weren't, I'm going into work, I'm working right now. I'm working to talk with you about broken crayon. Well, I got a broken crayon, a broken visual device. A tool that I rely on to be able to do and communicate and connect and take calls and, research and do all those great things that are part of my job, my calling. Well, I could come in if I, was in this corporate team environment that I used to be in, and I'd be like, oh, I hate this. My phone fell, it broke. And, it would be like kind of going to stage 2 in the tribal leadership book that we talked about a week or so ago. And we would say my life, isn't what I expect it to be. That's the cleaned up version. And it's just in total chaos. But we know that we have the attitude. By the way, happy National Attitude Day. Wow, that's fantastic. National Attitude Day. I didn't know that until my business partner told me it was National Attitude Day. Wow. So we're going to change our attitude because we can. If it can take us 0.02 seconds to, make a determination about someone, and it takes 6 to 12 seconds to be in the moment and then out of the moment and then back into the moment every 6 to 12 seconds. We can make a change on a dime as to our attitude. And it's a choice. It's a choice of, are you going to allow the external influences to take over? Are you going to allow the inside voices that are just swaying you or, swaying you to their own side, to their own perspective of you're no good? You can, you're wasting your time. Why don't you go get a real job? Why are you wasting time teaching people? Why don't you go, rake lawns. Nothing saying wrong with any of those positions, don't get me wrong. But sometimes those outside voices or the inside voices tell us something that we don't want to hear, something that plagues us and would move us into getting away from our dumb goals. We'll talk more about dumb goals tomorrow. I'm talking tonight to a group about what that effort is, and it's part of this bigger discussion of we are the whole. Now, we are the whole is related to an Ubuntu, or summary of an African philosophy, and I think it sums up what we've been talking about last week, and it's I am what I am because of who we all are. I am what I am because of who we all are. We talked about tribes. Tribes are important. We connect with people because we can't do things alone. We can't just go and waddle on and say, I got this all under control. Well, there's other people, whether you know it or not, that have provided you with resources or with knowledge or with skills or mentored you in some way or given you the opportunity for that particular point to get to so that you can then do your thing. There's someone that maybe had a vision and you're fulfilling your part of that vision, but you're not doing it alone. You're not in isolation. You're not a silo. So when we talk about I am what I am because of who we all are, it's really a philosophy of going beyond ourselves. We are not alone. We are this box of crayons, right? We are grasped together. We come together as a little tribe, as a big tribe, as a huge tribe of people come together for a specific purpose, with a purpose of delivering something that's greater than oneself. So many great things come because we can work hand in hand. We can say, yes, come to me. I trust you. I believe in you. You can help me. Or, yes, I can help you. So this is just, a fantastic opportunity to talk about what is it this week that we're going to do together. Take a 3x5 card, nice little 3x5 card. Bring it into the camera. Yeah. I got some sticky notes on it. And just write down what's the goal. What's the huge goal in your life? You should be able to do that in 30 seconds. If you don't have one, it's going to take you a little longer, obviously. But if you have something that will talk to you about something larger than yourself, what do you see? Whether it's to solve a problem in the world, in your world, reading some interesting considerations people have put in their discussion about who they see as a great leader. And some of these, you're not going to know, so I don't want to go into it too deep with it, but there's every day, there's people around us that are doing great things. And why is that? Well, one, they had a vision that's larger than themselves. They know they need people. They need a team. They also need to be able to work with community to bring in those partners for funding, for marketing, for helping them connect. It may be more skilled practitioners. It may be somebody that can bring a manufacturing process together. It could be, simple as, helping the already established community funds to feed and nourish those that are less fortunate, those that have had greater challenges in their life and are looking for that step forward. But it's a group of people that have decided to either partner with something already established or create something new. Create something that speaks to this vacuum that exists. So what is it that we're trying to do? We're trying to do something that is more effective. We're trying to have something that's larger than itself. So what is that goal? What is it beyond just supporting your family and taking care of this noble goal, right? Just what is it beyond that you're getting called? And sometimes you don't know what that is, and we can gladly take over and walk through that and figure out how that happens. And that might be a future segment, but we can't. The part of speed leadership, this part that I'm writing a book on, is how in our world of chaos, of needing to make decisions at a quick pace, even though we sometimes drag our decision and sometimes we overthink it, but we're changing at a more rapid pace. Every day we are changing faster. We are called to change faster than the day before. We have more responsibilities thrown at us. We are, looking for that next step in our career. We're looking to grasp, and in my case, all these tools that I have that I need to use to bring together. I need additional partners, right? So when something like that comes, it's not because it's a goal. And you've heard SMART goals, being specific and measurable and actionable and realistic and time bound. Those are great, but they never happen well. And then we do reviews on them and say, well, look at this goal was all specific, was SMART, and you didn't live up to it. And then we're just doing a basis of, did they do it or did they not do it? And, there may be some gradient in between, some range, but we didn't go for the bigger thing that really matters in life. SMART goals are perfect for small tasks. They may be applied to bigger goals, but there's going to be a million SMART goals, right? And everybody's on several, and that becomes hard. When the tribe is focused on one goal, things become so much better. Things become, as we say, epic comes as a result of the hands of above average people. Epic can't happen because of basic people. We'll never achieve our potential. We'll never achieve the potential of the community. We'll never achieve the potential of the world if we stay safe. If we stay just with the basic day in, day out tasks. We are called to be epic. We are called to do something larger than ourselves. Well, how do you do that? Well, you start creating this vibration. You start vibrating from your mind because you're elevating that thought. You're putting it foremost in your mind here and saying, I need a we. I need something more. I need people to help me accomplish this. And because of this vibration, because of this intensity, because you're looking around just much as the reticular activating system captures, hey, I just bought a Ford Taurus. Look at all the Ford Tauruses that are the same color as mine. Of course, I know you all speak in that high of tone. When we see those things around us, because we are tuned in, you're sending a signal out and your mind is getting it back to say, hey, look there's one there, there's one there. In the same way, we're looking at people. Hey, that person's interested, or I know that person who might be interested. Oh, I need to share this with that person. And we start sharing what we're trying to accomplish. We put out that epic thought and say, I got this idea. I don't know. This is what I'm trying to do. What do you think? And we put it out to people. And if they understand it, they'll say, oh, yeah, I understand. Oh, that's good. Yeah. But the minute you put our influence, our leadership is influence. So your thought, putting it out to people and being able to convince them that this is important to them as well. It answers their needs to help and grow and be part of something, but it also helps them accomplish something in their life that they're looking to accomplish in some way, to be part of this whole. So we are a whole. John Maxwell has said, ideas have a short shelf life. You must act on them before the expiration date. I think that's a great quote because, yes, remember we have 60,000 ideas, 60,000 thoughts that are flowing through our mind. A lot of them, majority of them are from past. We keep living the same thought over and over again. Oh, I got to go to the grocery store. I got to go to the grocery store. I got to go to the grocery store. But sometimes those great thoughts, the ones that come in the quiet of the night at 3 a.m, that wake you up in a sudden burst of awareness of this is what I've been looking for. This is what I wanted to do, or this is the answer to the problem I'm thinking about. Have a short life. If you don't write them down immediately, if you don't encapsulate them somehow, they're going to be gone. How many dreams do you wake out of where you immediately, you might know it if you remember it. Like this morning, I had a dream, but now I don't remember much of anything about it. But it was really, something that was just so vivid that I wanted to share it, but now it's gone. It's been 5 hours since I had that dream, and I woke out of it, and it was just so vivid, so personable that I wanted to share it, and now it's gone. So our ideas, how many people have said, oh, I've got $1 million idea. Okay, they shared it. What were they doing with it? Nothing. You have to put it into action. You have to start planning, getting the word out, formulate it, raise it up. So it may take time to make it a better idea, but you have a short life to act on it. Just like your life and the moment. If you have put down that goal, what does that goal look like? Please add it in the comments. Please focus on something that's important this week. Don't be shy. Share. Because if you share, then we can get it together, and there might be somebody that you don't know who's going to step forward and say, yes, that's a great idea. Let's talk. Or I can see helping you do that, accomplish that. A short life. There's short shelf life. Much like certain things that'll go bad in just a few hours or a few days, right? But this is like in minutes or an hour. If you don't act on it, if you don't grab it, don't lasso it and pull it in and say, yes, fishing, go fishing for that idea and pull it in and make it part of you. It's just going to swim on by. In our life, we have many times that we're sitting in the rut and we have the idea that comes across that just leaves us there because we didn't act on it. We didn't take into advantage what it is that we are looking to accomplish. There's that goal in our life, and it could be small. It could be, I want to focus my life in this area. I've been called to do it, and I've been afraid to do it. Much like the trade winds, much like here in Florida, you have stagnant air. This morning it's hot, not hot, but it's warm, it's stagnant. There's a lot of humidity in the air. It is almost at times stifling, especially if the sun comes up, the heat increases and the humidity stays, and it becomes really hard to walk and operate in, especially for those people that are out there having to, do some manual labor. Then a storm comes, and the storm clears, and the storm ends. And then after that, a fresh wind comes through. Fresh wind comes through. And you feel refreshed after all that humidity, rain, thunder, lightning, fear. Some of those things are very loud when they're coming through, right? So we hope the power doesn't go out and all that stuff. And our mind comes to ease, and we can think clearer, we can think much more effectively. We're putting on a program. This is to help you reach your goal. It's your fresh start plan. You're not going to live in the rut no more. But it's not us doing it. We're just here to facilitate a greater conversation to help you realize what are the components that you need to think, consider, think when you have an idea. What are the things that you're going to need to learn? And there's one key one right off the bat, because if you don't do these, then it's going to fail, right? And it's related to habit, but much more than habit. It's habit with a purpose. So we'll talk through that. We're going to talk through the 6 steps that you need to evaluate that idea. We're going to talk about some of the other components that put into play how to understand what it is within you that you're blocking, because you're blocking something. Because if you're not, you would be living at apex level thinking. You would be thinking about those dumb goals, those goals beyond you, those epic ideas, those epic dreams that you want to accomplish in your life, rather than the day-to-day, rather than these little tiny goals that say, I'm going to do this training, I'm going to take this class, and I'm going to get my doctorate now because I'm in a position that I need to have a doctorate. I've been promoted to a principal of a school. That's great. And you want to increase your knowledge, but there's something more that you're called to do than just get training. You're called for a purpose to go beyond. Yes, you have this school, you have these children that you are responsible for, and the staff that you oversee to make that come true, that education experience to reach those standards, but you're called to do something more than that. So let's help uncover that and go to Fresh Start. freshstart1.eventbee.com. I'll put it right up here. freshstart1.eventbee.com. You want to go there. You want to sign up for this class, because this is not a class. It's about a sharing. It's about a deepening. It's about coaching yourself through others in the tribe that will help you get to where you want to go. And you're gonna put all kinds of reasons up. And I ask you to have an open mind. What will a few dollars do to help you reach that thing that is important to you? What dollar amount? Well, you can have free, you can, go to all the free trainings you want, get all the ideas and all the journals. I've got journals all over the place of notes. I've got electronic screen prints. I'm, going on these WBEX coaching seminars, screens, and, got my notes with the screen prints, and that's great knowledge, but it goes up on the shelf. Maybe someday I'll use that. And it's just information that you're absorbing in, and then at some point you may spew out at people, so to speak. Oh, I'm going to change practices. I'm going to improve standards. Okay. But a standard is just a standard. If you're shooting for the standard, if you're shooting for the standard in your life, you're going to miss it. If you're shooting for the epic, you may miss it, but you're certainly going to go beyond your standard. You're going to be so much more rewarded. Your life is going to be so much better because you've hit something that has purpose, something that has meaning. I'm going to talk more about some of these aspects over the next couple of days. But I want to share with you as we close the 7 Steps to Success by John Maxwell. Now, this is a man that's been studying leadership for over 40 years, has over 100 books on the subject of leadership, of success, of growth. And I look to as my personal friend, personal mentor, who has mentored me. I've been sitting at his feet, so to speak. I've been learning from him, but not learning to spew back, but learning to take into account what changes I need to make in my life. And by my example, show you that there is a greater purpose. What are the 7 steps, you ask? Okay, here we go. Number 1, make a commitment to grow daily. So this involves more than just looking at Facebook or looking at the news. This is a look, what is it towards your dumb goal, towards your epic idea that you need to grow? Where are you, you might have a strength in a particular area, but you need to grow that more. So there's a doctor or a person who has studied psychology and communication and has earned the credentials to be a counselor. And then you realize that, through this one therapy of herbal gardening, he can take the lessons from that and apply it to helping his students, the children that he's dealing with, learn how to progress forward, how to take something of accomplishment and show it in their lives. So he's going to take those additional classes, but he's not just taking the classes, he's taking the knowledge and interpreting it and integrating it into how he approaches counseling them and lifting them and cheering them on. Step 2 is to value the process more than the events. Stop looking at each event. For coaching, it's stop looking at the one event, the one coaching call, the one hand-to-hand, or the one face-to-face or over the phone call as onto itself. It's a process. Change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of helping a person go through the steps. And that's why this Fresh Start plan, yes, it takes 8 weeks. You're going to say, 8 weeks, I don't have time to give 8 weeks. A little bit of time every day, and you'll get to the goal. You'll get to realize what's blocking you and how to persist and go through so much more. Whoa, the whole screen went away. All right, so we're going to keep moving along here. We'll go on to number 3 is don't wait for inspiration. Act now. Act now. I got to sit on the beach and wait for somebody to tell me something, for the little bug to whisper in my ear, the little voice to hear. If you feel compelled to deliver this is all the inspiration you need. You're fully resourced to tap into the energy within you. Now, you may need to continue to rev it up by exercising or getting around like-minded people to keep the fire burning, but you got a fire already burning. You're just going to make it brighter. So don't wait for that inspiration. Just get going. Start with what you got and work towards the bigger thing. Okay. Be willing to sacrifice pleasure for opportunity. So sometimes, yes, sitting on the beach might be pleasurable and it might give you that warmness and openness and allow you to be calm and everything. But there might be somebody that was waiting for your call or sitting right next to you that wants to hear about your idea and get stoked up about it and help you deliver it, whether it's at work, whether it's, at your faith organization, whether it's at your, group, men's group or women's group, whether it's at the chamber, whether it's at, some networking event. Find the opportunity and give up something. By sacrificing that which is less rewarding to you than having the opportunity and opening it up and exploring it, you'll be much more stoked about your future, right? So then we go on to 5 is dream big. We talked about this epic idea, this all-encompassing idea. So let's really focus on that, okay? What is that big thing? If you wrote down your goal, take a look at it. Is it bigger than you? We're talking ideas that require more than just you. We're talking about ideas that require people to come together. And what is it that you're called, that you've been placed in this opportunity, this 400 trillion probability of you being here at this moment because you were born at that moment. You had the particular parents you had, and you had the DNA structure. Dream big. There's something you've been called to do. There's something that gives you meaning in your life. Don't go for the day-to-day. Deliver with meaning. Work for meaning. Work towards meaning. All right, plan your priorities. You're going to have, the people who don't sign up for the Fresh Start, I have I'm too busy. Well, can you be realizing that you may be busy just for busy's sake? You may be busy for all these competing things, but if you took just a few minutes each day for a purpose, all the other priorities, all the other things that seem to be out of chaos would come together and would be more effective. And you would live a less chaotic life, a less busy life. You would have a balanced life, not balanced of work versus personal, but balanced in the fact that you are in alignment, you are in congruence with what that you want to achieve, that epic ideal, and that all the things else will come into alignment because you're working towards something and you are skimming the things that you don't need to spend time on, like sitting on Facebook, wondering if somebody's out there waiting for you. Are you there? Are you there? One of the things that Simon Sinek mentioned in his speech on millennials when asked, he said, our youth are being trained to look at, and their only communication is out through the technology, and they're going, are you there? 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 They'll do that 10 times. And when somebody hits, then they get, oh, somebody's there. And then they go hold conversations and express their grief, their madness, their whatever else, their happiness, whatever particular emotion is flying through them at that moment. Or the gossip between, whatever else is going on between person A, person B. Plan your priorities, work them. And finally, grow up. Grow uphill. Give up. Sometimes you have to get rid of things that are in the way, and you need to be able to go further, to grow uphill. Growing is always an uphill struggle, uphill challenge, and uphill opportunity. But you have to act. Otherwise, you're going to be downhill sliding. And as a result, you're just waiting for something to happen. Make something happen. Give up something of yourself. Give up something of your surroundings that no longer provide the value, that hold you back. And this is where the fresh start again would help you identify what is it that you can easily give up to make a difference in your life, to make a difference in your family, to make a difference in your world, to make a difference in the tribe. So be well. We'll talk tomorrow some more about we are the whole from a different perspective. But we are the whole. You are not alone. And there's people counting on you to be at your best, to be epic. Because they want to help you as much as you want to help them. Work towards a goal that means something more in your life. You know, and then you can sit back, pull out the crayons, pull out the paper, and dream again. That's all for today. I wish you well. So many things to talk about. I hope you leave a comment. I hope you enjoy these moments, and I hope you're getting something to take away. I am a leadership coach, but I'm a thought partner. I create the situation, I create the environment for you to come in and think about what is it that you want to do, and we'll map out together a plan ahead so that you can feel good that you're going to continue to march towards your plan. And then we can have additional conversations if you wish to simply see how you're going along the path. If there's things along the way that need to be adjusted. I've done great things at my own hand, and I want to help you do great things at your own hand. Whether it's in your house, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your professional life, whether it is as a team, whether it is as a tribe, coming together to achieve that epic ideal. We are the whole. And the more we grasp that, and we will in the next 5 years, we will see so much change in this environment that we do need each other. We will see so much that we need to connect with others. We need to value our unique differences and our unique similarities. We need to work together instead of fighting, instead of staying and caving in and waiting until something happens to react to it. We can respond to all this chaos in the world because we can take a leadership position to say, stop. This isn't going to go further. We are done with that particular plan. It doesn't work. We'll help you see how to go forward without all this chaos. For within chaos, we'll never see the epic ideals. And we are doomed from the moment that we fail to take a leadership position. We fail when we just sit for the basic day-to-day. Be well, enjoy, have a great Monday, and a great National Attitude Day. Bye now. Okay. Oh, there it is. Ho, ho.